I think one of the biggest lies you're going to hear on your journey to starting a business and making it successful is you're going to hear people say things like, listen, if you're going to start a business, you're going to have to get a company, like you're going to have to get used to risk. You're going to have to love risk. Have you ever heard that before or anything like it? There's no such thing as jumping into a business where it's completely risk free. I won't say that because it's not true. But this idea that you have to love risk, that's the thing I'm going to challenge. Because in this video, I'm going to tell you how to set up a cleaning business in a way that takes your risk, the likelihood of you failing, and it puts it really, really low, making your likelihood of success really, really high. And don't think for a second I'm going to tell you because the barrier of entry is low. Because to tell you the truth, this idea of starting a cleaning business with some bags and some rags and some mops and just like walking around and begging for cleaning jobs, that's not a business in my view. That's just kind of a little bit of a side hustle where you're going to clean, get some exercise in, and make a couple $100s a month. I'm not knocking that model. But when you're watching a channel like this, chances are you're somebody who is looking to earn an extra $2,000 to $5,000 on the low end to possibly even $10,000 to $15,000 on the higher end with this cleaning business. And you're not going to do it that way. So the way I'm going to lay out in this video is I'm going to show you how to get there with minimal risk. So if you hate risk, this is your video. So let's get into it. Like I said, for me, I love challenging certain ideas because when I got into this game, it was this idea of like, hey, listen, you're going from your comfy W-2 to now it's, hey, you may not get a client this month, so you may not be able to feed yourself. That's what I thought business was. And that's what I thought I had to like just psych myself up to just really love the risk, right? I got to become like a gambler, so to speak, because there's no such thing as like a 100% hit rate. So when I started pursuing that type of thinking, I realized that it was kind of making me sad, if anything, making me feel like I don't belong in business because I'm not a gambler. I don't want to gamble. I don't want to gamble my family's future. I don't want to gamble any potential assets to try to make a little bit more money. It just felt dicey to me. And maybe you're the same way. And to my surprise, when I started getting around people finally more successful than I was, instead of just my initial peer group when I was starting out, I get into this game and I start getting into masterminds and meeting mentors who were where I wanted to be in life. Like they were maybe 10, 20 years older, much more established, successful, well beyond my imagination. And I'm expecting them to say things like, you gotta love the risk, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But in reality, these people, they're trying to de-risk. They're trying to take risk out of the equation as much as possible. And when I heard that, that started getting me really excited because then I started building my cleaning companies in the same fashion. Not just my cleaning companies, but my other businesses. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna focus on the cleaning side of things. So how do you build a cleaning business with minimal risk? Well, the way I do it, I'm now building one brand new, by myself in a new state, and we're starting from scratch. I don't have my former team. I don't have anything else. I don't have a reputation here. Nobody knows me. And how am I doing it? Now, I am 3 accounts in. I am over the 6-figure mark, which is 3 accounts. I've already hired my first manager, and here's how I'm doing it. How I'm doing it is I'm just taking the business and keeping it simple. And what I mean is, I'm not going out there, I don't set my companies up in a way where I need a bunch of technical, I need to be super tech savvy, I need to have a very complicated, client attraction system. I don't need a complicated automations and workflows and if this happens, then this happens. I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe in any of that because tech breaks all the time. So if I'm not a tech wizard and my tech breaks, I could lose clients. If I lose clients, I lose money. I lose money, I lose income. And does that sound like something that you can feel good about from a risk standpoint? Does that sound like something that de-risks your business? or adds risks to your business? What about complicated ads? What about, like these complicated hiring funnels? All of that to me, it's just like you just want to clear off a table completely because I'm like, none of that is going to bring me close to my goals. If anything, it just scares me. It scares the life out of me. What about this idea of you just need to constantly be getting clients, constantly going on walkthroughs? I'm like, that scares me too and it feels risky as well because if I'm the main salesperson for this business and you're going to be in the very beginning, what happens if I get sick? If my business constantly needs me to continuously get new business all the time, well then that's risky because something could happen to me for a week. So I'm off to a fantastic start with my new cleaning business. By the way, if you want more updates on that, follow me on Instagram. I also DM me systems. I have a couple surprises for you. But I realized okay, I have to build this business in a way that it could run without me. If something happened to me, my family would still be A-okay. I have to build it in a way where something could happen to all my motor skills and I would be able to communicate to my wife like, hey, here's exactly how we do this. So it's like, okay, how do I make this business as simple as possible? So there's a few principles, and I want you to write this down. One is not all clients are equal. Now, if you're not new to me, then you've heard this principle before, but it's a very important principle, and we practice the fundamentals around here. Less clients who pay more. Have a six-figure company already a few months in, and I just have 3 offices, and one of them is actually on the smaller side. I mean, what does that tell you? That tells you that when you pick the right clients, you can go really far with just a small amount of people that you need to keep happy. See, to me, that is less risk because I don't have to think about 10, 15, 30, 50 people. I don't have to keep 50 people happy. That's scary. 5 to 10, easy. 30, 40, I don't even want to think about that. So, clients first and foremost. The second thing is, because I need less clients, I'll need less cleaners. And then since I'll need less cleaners, I get to focus on just getting the type of people that have the right why, meaning this is something that's going to meet, this is a position that they that they actually really want. And so they're much more likely to stick with me for the long haul. So because I don't have to pluck hundreds of cleaners to make this business work, that to me right there, putting 2 to 3 people at each location, I mean, that's exciting. On 5 people, I mean, that's like 10 to 15 people to run a $25,000 per month operation in a few months. That's exciting. That's exciting because it's digestible. Keep it simple. What about as far as marketing? Like I say all the time, the internet can shut down and I will be winning business. My competition will all cave in. I'll continue to win. Why? Because as long as the post office is around, I'm going to continue to win business. I mean, that's just the reality because I believe in direct mail. And guess what? The average age of your account, the person at your account, they are going to be anywhere between 40 and 70 years old. Guess what? They're not into the snazzy AI for the most part. Most of them appreciate a piece of mail. Most of them appreciate a postcard. They appreciate a trinket. Know who you're talking to. So the internet can shut down. So it's like, do you see how at every step of the way, less risk? So if you hate risk, building a high-ticket cleaning business, using the Mike Mack model of how we do it, it's going to bring your risk all the way down. Not to zero, of course not, but makes it very high likelihood of success. And by success, I'm not just talking about something that's just going to make you $500 a month, but you're stressed out of your mind, right? I mean, I've seen people come through to my program. Some people will come in and they've been doing this for years and they're like, Mike, I already have everything else figured out. Just help me with the high ticket clients part. And then they come in, we get to see their business, and man, they're doing so much volume, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month, and their profit margins are in the toilet. See, that right there, that's not the type of success I'm talking about. Who cares about the top number if your profit isn't there? No, how good would it feel to be putting $5,000 in cash in your pocket. You're not cleaning anything. And what about as far as like getting clients? You think this is something where you're going to be going on walkthroughs all day, every day? No. The way I do things, I go on about maybe 2 or 3 a month, and I'll probably land 2. But even if I land 1 every other month, I am perfectly happy because at this stage in my life, thank God, I can be very picky. And I think you should be picky as well. You should be very picky on who you work with because, again, the name of the game isn't I need to get every office in my location. That's how you burn out. And that's how you end up failing with this business because you think it's too hard. That's the part that actually makes people fail with this business. Is they're doing it for a few months and they're getting a bunch of yeses, they're driving for dollars, and they're getting, instead of getting what they should get price-wise, they're getting kind of like here, and it feels like a W, and they feel like, oh yeah, this is a win. I'm snatching all these accounts, and it's oftentimes just a burnout. It's oftentimes just going to get you to a point where none of your accounts are really that profitable, and then you're going to hate the model. But when you do things this way, when you build yourself a high-ticket cleaning service, with a few accounts, fewer cleaners, much higher spread on profit, much higher. This is the way. This is the way, and this is what makes it really hard to fail. I'll take it a step further because if you're at this point in the video, you're a rock star because you're looking for it. You're like, how do I? But Mike, that sounds good. But what else can make this like low risk? What makes this low risk is because, part of this that makes it low risk is I get paid up front for all my accounts. Think about that. For the month, like if it's April 1st, I get paid April 1st for the work of all of April. That means I'm good. Cash flow wise, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, will I have to front payroll? I don't have to think about that. No, it's like my cleaners, like I'm paid for the month. Like they'll get paid on time every week, bi-weekly, however you want to pay. And you just don't got to worry about it. Getting paid up front and not having cash flow issues, I mean, you know how many businesses would kill, like literally? I don't think I should say that on YouTube, but how many people would trade? There's a benefit of unedited video. But how many would actually trade for that? Endless amounts of people. And that's why I'm building my third company. One, because I love it. I love I love cleaning companies with all my heart. I'd be a fraud if I wasn't still building. It's kind of another thing. I'm like, I should always have one. Why would I not have one? It keeps me sharp. But it's because, when I think back 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I think there's the likelihood of me not being wildly grateful for my previous decisions for building a cleaning business is so insanely low. So we have a high likelihood of success, and it's going to be a low likelihood that I'm going to regret having yet another 7-figure cleaning business that is running on the side. The type of business where, we're talking about like 15 to 20 offices. That's all I want, and I'm going to prove it to you because I'm going to do it yet again. So, look, I'll never tell you in a million years there's no shot at failure. There's a big shot at failure, and that has everything to do with your commitment level. If you're not committed, then you will fail, most likely. If you are committed, you just need a roadmap. You need a roadmap and you need support, especially if you're at your 9 to 5 and you just like, I don't have hours and hours to hours to burn. I need to make this a success. I don't need the trial and error. If that is you, I have a solution for you. If you want to know about that solution, book a call, talk with my team. We'll map it out with you. We'll let you see step A to step Z so you can see this whole thing in real time and you make a choice, decide if we'd be a good fit to work together. If not, if you want to know a little bit more about how to make this thing foolproof, watch this video right here. It is going to be exactly what you need.